Hello again, friends. When we left off, we were able to make our game ask us multiplication questions. Now, what I want to be able to do is when I type in the answer to this, which is 40, I want the green check mark to come up if I get it right, and the X to come up if I get it wrong. Now, we're going to do that here with an if-else statement. And so I want to think about what I would want this to say. If I were explaining this in English and not code language, I would be able to say, if I get it right, then show me an X. Show me a check. If I get it right, then show me a check. If I get it wrong, show me an X. That's what I would want it to say. So now, how do I do that in the code here? Well, the computer knows the answer, right? The computer knows the product. 5 times 8 is 40. Okay, the computer already knows the answer to these two. So, what I'm doing now is, let me bring in my equals sign. And what I want it to do now is say, this answer is going to be whatever I typed in. So if I type in 40, you have to pretend this says 40. Now, the answer to this question is 40, but 40 won't be the answer to every question. I need this to be what is the product of first number times second number. Well, I have that variable already. That is product. So if I come here and I bring in product, if answer equals product, then I want my green check mark to show up. So I'm going to do that with something here called broadcast messages. Broadcast messages let you send a message from one sprite to another. And so that's under events, broadcast message. So I'll do when I receive a message called write. When I receive write, and when I receive, well, if I have a right, I also need a wrong. When I receive right, when I receive wrong. So when I receive right, I want this to switch to the green checkmark costume. So that will go to, let's see here. Under looks, I have switch costume to right. When I receive wrong, switch costume to wrong. And then finally, I have show. And how about if I want it to show just for 1 second, show for 1 second, and then go away. Show, hide. All right, so now that's what'll happen under right. That's what'll happen under wrong. Right, wrong. Okay, how do I trigger those? Well, let's see. If I get it right, the answer I type in is the same as the product, now I can come to broadcast right. If the answer I type in is not the same as the product, I can broadcast wrong. So let's see how that works. Press the green flag. And 9 times 9 is 81. 81. Hey, I got it right. Because the answer I typed in was the same as the product. Let me try it again. Okay, 0 times 7. Well, let's look here. My product is 0. So that number is 0. If I type in 0, my answer and my product are the same. It'll broadcast right. Let me get it wrong. Okay, 6 times 3. My product is 18. Let me do 6 plus 3, which is 9. Okay, so now the computer is expecting an 18, but if I type in a 9, I broadcast wrong, and I get the X. One more time. 8 times 3 is 24. If I type in 11, the computer's expecting 24. So let's look at what's happening here. It'll say if answer, which I'm typing in as 11, is equal to product, which is 24. So this says if 11 equals 24. Does 11 equal 24? No. So it'll come to my wrong and broadcast that. Now, I'm pressing the green flag to make this go every time. Let's say I want it to just keep going forever. I can take my forever loop and enclose my whole thing in a forever loop. And now it'll just keep going. 16, 6, 5, 2, 32. All right. Now finally, you might notice people are cheating because, hey, you have the answer right here on the screen. I'm going to come into my variables, and I'm just going to turn these off. And now my player doesn't see them. So now 6 times 1 is 6, 0 times 8 is 0, 2 times 10 is 20, 1 times 3 is 3, 9 times 8, that's 72, but I'm going to get it wrong and do 21, and boom. Very good. All right. This was the easy part, is getting multiplication. Now for the division.